the biggest thing that's tough when you're young is reconciling two things. Reconciling why you see it so clearly and not just saying we're young. And two, understanding what happens over time.
Me and GaryVee up in the office.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
It's good to see you, man. I feel like we've talked and I haven't seen you in so long.
Dude, the lines in the hair, man, I need to really add that to my game.
Oh, you like, dude, do it.
I love it. I did it in 6th grade.
Yeah,
It's hot right now.
By me, and I feel good about it.
Yeah.
People either love it or hate it. They either think I'm like.
It's faded out a little bit, right? You did it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He's doing like national TV with it.
Oh, you did what?
It's pushing it. It's because I'm not allowed to do anything for the show, like change my look. So like this is the most I can do to feel like I have control of myself.
Are you off filming? You're not filming right now?
No, we're on hiatus right now.
Got it. It's awesome, man. Sit. You got it.
This is my business partner.
I know him.
My brother, Xander.
Hey, man, how are you?
I met you with.
Yeah, I remember.
Couple years.
He showed me you, so he watched you
Thanks, brother.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that.
It's awesome. So what's cooking? How are things?
Good. I've been here for like a week now. It's crazy. It's just.
What are you doing?
I'm doing press for the show and the new company that I made.
The stuff you guys are working on.
Yeah. So,
and the show airs when?
January 19th.
This is season what?
4. And they're coming out with an animated show now too.
Are you the voice of?
Yeah.
That's good.
That's awesome.
That scales.
Yeah, no, they're trying to, and then they'll probably come out with merchandise and stuff.
So it's clicked.
It's clicked.
It's become a franchise.
Yeah, it's become established a little bit.
That's cool.
Which is like hard with kind of like the way that the TV is. Like we're like one of the only shows who has that.
So what can I, obviously what I really want to do is really help you guys. Obviously we've had some interactions and things of that nature, and obviously, we're in control of all the cameras here, so we won't use anything sensitive. Okay. So like, I want to treat this like a real meeting.
Okay, cool.
Like what can I help you with? Let's start with that.
Just kind of, I guess advice.
Yeah.
We're just starting out, and we're young, and we're trying, but we don't know.
Well, what do you want to happen?
We want this to be we want the company to be the like kind of CAA go-to brand, like as far as like the way that people think of it, the way that we kind of produce. We want like to have all of the top kind of influencers be going to us because of our like quality and because of the way that we. As
a production company?
It's it's like a production company.
I have a sports agency background, that's how I know AJ. I'm kind of trying to create with Jace like a comparison in the sense of like a celebrity-backed company that has a good face to it, but I want it to be a little bit more formal, where it's like we're not all feeding off of each other. It's kind of each client is managed by the same person, but it's not. They're not dependent on each other. Meaning I take care of one client separately and I take care of the next. So kind of like a management style type of company.
I understand. But the output isn't management, the output is production content?
Yeah, and technically management too. I mean,
so you do
traditional managers in the sense that we're handling their acting stuff, but in regards to their branding work, I mean, there's a lot of management type of, an agent type of.
So management.
Yeah. So in fact, I mean, my vision probably eventually is to become a formal management company.
The way we pitch it isn't like we're management. I pitch it like we connect brands with millions of people using influencers, and we do it the right way, which is not shoving it in their face. It's integrating it right. Like these are.
So you're building a client service business.
Basically,
yeah.
Okay.
But the thing also is.
Go ahead, Sam.
The thing is, like a lot of the clients already are represented by multiple other people, so it's hard for us to just come in and be like, yo, let us like full service manage you. So it's definitely
we can't. We're not equipped to full service manage.
Yeah, but I mean, it's definitely more the branded content angle.
Another big difference is that we're going more after traditional celebrities as opposed to YouTube, more like YouTubers / in traditional influencers.
So your dream scenario would have been the people behind Will Smith starting a daily vlog?
Yeah, exactly. Or finding like the Madison Beer when she's younger and then growing her into what she is now, or the Lexus Ren. You know what I mean? Do you know who those people are?
Of course.
Yeah. So it's like
I know more about this world than anybody in the game. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
I've been there from 2006 to this moment.
Isn't it crazy how it's panned out?
Yeah, of course.
Have you been watching what he's doing on social?
Of course.
I don't know who his team is, but they're
Juju naturally is good at it. We've met with Juju from the Vayner Sports
Center. It's like a natural instinct, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is it's like there's a lot of people, and you're not one of them, but there's a lot of people who are like in board meetings trying to like theorize about like what the kids, and like we're in it, we're there.
I agree. So it's very, very, very similar to what we're doing with Vayner Talent, other than you guys are willing to do more things than just produce the content.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you guys know what we're doing with Vayner Talent?
I'm not.
So we have Lindsay, who was just here, runs a division inside here called Vayner Talent. So like Ray Dalio or Michael Ovitz, who started CAA, or
I'm friends with Arnold Meyer, who was one.
Right. Those are the two engines behind CAA. Like, there's people paying us right now $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month to build out. Serge Ibaka from the NBA. Like, we're wrapping up. We do a lot of executives. Like, so we do like I'm living in kind of like those two places.
Right.
Like, you'll be more like the way you pitched it. You want him to have more of a life that looks more like me. He's more of an actual celebrity, came up, but I've gone down.
I think it's an unprecedented territory where I'm trying to put him. You know, he's doing a whole bunch of campaigns, doing like a bunch of videos about anti-bullying with a bunch of different celebrities. Kevin O'Leary's doing it with him, and Anthony Scaramucci trying to build like a mini series on that. And he's also doing Today's Show with Megyn Kelly, kind of surrounding the dyslexia angle. I'm really trying to build Jace out as more of a real person as opposed to being.
Of course.
Because right now, I think the big thing that I've been seeing is people that don't know Jace know Henry.
Well, of course.
And I want people to know Jace, and I think that's where we can start to turn him into an executive and turn him into a real business,
sure.
A formal businessman. Like, it's kind of contradictory that he wears spandex and red tights on TV, and then he's wearing a suit and tie going on CNBC talking business. So I'm trying to kind of create that.
I understand, but the business that you're trying to build underneath, I understand. So, or at least I'm picking up the pieces.
Yeah. Are you trying to go that traditional agency route?
I'm trying to react to the reality of my situation and invest in the things that make sense, right? Like what you guys are doing are investing in something that makes sense. You know where the world's flipped, right? And like, you guys know it, to your point, because you're in it. I have the big advantage because I wasn't in it, but I knew it, and all my money was made in investing in it, building around it. Like, that's what I've done, right?
That's why when people ask me, they're like, where'd you come with this idea? I'm like, it was just kind of there. Like, it's just, I didn't come up with it. I just literally like saw it and was like, I'll do that.
I think the game that is like I think the biggest thing that you'll have to think about, especially based on you bringing up Ronald and your background, and the biggest thing I would tell all three of you is what they had that none of us will have is the human has much more leverage than they did in the past. Over the next decade,
like the individual clients.
Yes, Jace has more leverage every day, and all these people, Madison and Ren, because even they always did, but they only had 3 places to go, and they only had 8 places to be put on. What your vulnerability is
Competition.
but unlimited competition and unlimited and less ways to differentiate. Every kid is growing up getting it.
Yeah.
So
that's what Jace is saying. It's not proprietary, but I feel like it genuinely still is.
Oh, by the way, just by energy, I'm like, oh yeah, they'll build a 10, 20, 40 million dollar business.
Thanks, man.
Which is great. But what you need to realize is every day that it goes by, you lose leverage, not gain. And so as long as you're strategizing towards that.
Right. It's just more about becoming the CAA in 5 years.
You know what's funny, when you bring up Madison or Ren, what's really super interesting, it's actually very interesting. The moment we had in our meeting is the most important part of the meeting. You asking me, do you know who they are? And me knowing who they were the day they started is the danger of your business.
But you're the only person above 20 who I've asked.
I get it.
But as time ticks.
That's exactly right.
But we're gonna grow with it, ideally.
No.
You can't outpace. You're not gonna outpace it, which is okay.
But hopefully we
By the way,
can get the
But you can adapt.
correct. You can adjust to the leverage, right? So
from my experience in the NBA, what I learned was my partner was 27, considered the older quote unquote presence. And what I found was the players relate a lot better. I'm sure AJ's seeing this too, to people that they can relate to.
But it's not an age thing, right? But it's not an age thing, right? So if AJ walked in right now and we would say, AJ, of the 9 people that Vayner Sports has, who are they relating to the most? He'd say, you, Gary. Why? Because it's an understanding.
Relating to or emulating, trying to like.
Relating, because I know more about Lil Xan than they do. Like,
So you just sit next to Lil Xan on a plane?
but like, here's the punchline, right? Like, and this is an important reason I'm bringing this up, and this is not to be like, I'm cool. it'll help you. It's never gonna be about anything other than knowing. It's like knowing, like I know No Jumper's podcast matters. Whether I'm 15 or 42, what you need to do is just always know more.
Yeah, but you're an anomaly.
You're one of the few.
No question.
So, like,
why do you think you can build a $40 million thing? If I was the norm, you wouldn't build shit.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In the NBA world, you see all these agents, and I'm sure assuming it's in the NFL, like I know them, they're 55, 65. The players think they're weird. The players don't like them. The question is, can they negotiate a good contract? And the answer is yes. But if you come in,
you know what's even, but you know this. Negotiating the contract, my 8-year-old daughter can do it.
You and me are also one of the only people who's going 100% in on the social. Like these people, they have agents, but the agents actually take it secondary.
No, I totally get it.
It's like, oh, you do social media, we'll do some social media stuff, but let's focus on this audition, let's focus on this meeting with
Of course, because the economics are there for now.
Right, it's already established. It's funny how people don't, like it seems very simple.
But guess what? Like when we bought cryptocurrency in 2013, nobody got it. Like when I bought Twitter and Tumblr, go Jake, read it for me.
Hey AJ, I wanted to say thanks for being our first ever Uber rider in New York.
Period. Like when you're in stuff early and you see the world for what it actually is, you see it for what it actually is. The bottom line is, of course, dude. The biggest thing that's tough when you're young is reconciling two things. Reconciling why you see it so clearly and not just saying we're young, and two, understanding what happens over time. What gets commoditized? Your knowledge gets commoditized. More people will know. People are starting to understand. Like when GaryVee, on the back of not Entrepreneur magazine or the Planet of the Apps, but on the back of Instagram and Instagram and YouTube, you know, like that stuff. Like that stuff is everything. It's trading culture. The thing that you guys have to decide as a partnership is this is the best advice. The two of you need to start getting unbelievably real with each other about how you care about the next 12 days, 12 weeks, 12 months, and 12 years, because that's the only thing that matters.
One thing him and I do have is pretty open.
I believe you, but both of you are holding certain things back, as you should. It's human nature.
Not me.
But
Maybe.
no. Do you know what subconscious bias is?
Yeah.
That's what we all do.
I'm kind of nuts though.
Respect, but no humans. Me too. But guess what? But there's still other stuff, and it's about anticipation. What happens if you fall in love with a crazy person? What happens if your mother gets sick? Like, I'm talking everything, not like how good you want to feel transparently, like I want to screw him. Most people don't want to screw people.
No, I know what you mean. Really delve into the nooks and crannies.
Of course. So like, to me, I think it's super important for you to think about that, because here's why. The business you're starting now is not going to be the business you're going to be in 3 years, and definitely not 6, and definitely not 10. And the question will become, are you excited about you have you've gravitated towards loving that game, which I also love. I can deal with people's bullshit for the rest of my life. It's innate to me, and that's what doing human stuff with.
What do you mean other people's bullshit?
Well, if you get into anything that looks like CAA or William Morris or the stuff you've been doing, or the NBA or Vayner Sports, you're in the people business. Cool, it sounds great right now, but when you're even if you get to the greatest holy grail tomorrow of being the exclusive social media content provider and manager of Beyonce, you're in the Beyonce's personality business.
Yeah. So I actually always said I'm in the sales business.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course. But the product is a human.
The salesman.
Of course.
The older agents don't realize that. They think they're in this like super special, and I'm just like, you're a sales guy. You're selling
100%.
to a team, and you have to think about it like
Now look, it takes a certain temperament and talent to sell a human. The real business for you guys is these real celebrities are about to eat so much humility, and if you can be the people that tame them from going from a pedestal down to the trenches to build back up to a pedestal, it's an incredibly big opportunity. See what I mean? Yeah. You guys are right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. It's look. You know this. It's proprietary in your handling of people.
Why do you think?
That's the thing.
Why do you think that these celebrities are? Because for me, I was always.
Here's why.
I'm on TV. I'm always terrified of TV going away. You know, like why are they not more afraid? Why are they not thinking?
They're not afraid because they are afraid, but they have too much ego to. The only thing a real celebrity, not you, a real A.
Yeah.
Not a B or C.
Not you.
Not you. I'm talking a real A.
Yeah.
Like the biggest celebrities in the world who are fucking this up, right? Is that they don't have the humility to start at zero.
Come back down to earth.
That's right. When you are a big time celebrity
I get that.
for the last 10 years and you have to start on Instagram tomorrow because you have to.
Will Smith.
But Will Smith does have the humility,
I know,
which is why he's
but I'm
gonna
saying
fucking dominate.
that's the reason
He's still hungry.
he's in.
But the person, but a million people I'm sure we can name right now, the reason they're not doing it is they don't like having 5,000 followers that first day.
Because then it makes them look like they're
question
nothing.
is, do they
They can't
need it?
take that.
Of course they need it. Because
Why?
go read the transition of radio to television. Of course they need
I
it.
know, but some of them are just like, whatever happens, happens. Like,
Listen.
I'm pretty good friends with Ralph
I mean, it depends on their age.
Brother, that's a whole different story. Like if you don't give a fuck, nothing matters.
True.
Like you know what I mean?
I think that's a lot of the old actors. Like,
That's
if
fine,
it changes,
brother.
oh well,
That's
I'll
fine.
have enough money to last me.
100%. But you know what kicks in? Tasting irrelevance. You know, the scariest place right now is to be a solid B. Because a solid B is awesome, but it's about to get really not awesome. It's all the same game, brother. The same people you're talking to that I'm talking to all see the world the same way. I think the biggest so here's the difference between where I'm at and where you're at. And I think it'll be a good thing for you to debate on the differences and decide what that means to you as you think about the next 50 years. I have decided to eat shit and build these non-exciting EBITDA businesses like we're talking right now for one reason. Because I'm gonna buy Pony or Cracker Jacks or Captain Crunch, take the energy, buy something for 288 million and sell it for 1.7. I'm gonna do Champion. What happened to Champion over the last 3 years is what I'm gonna do one day with something.
Do you know?
So you're saying you want to take a pre-existing brand?
Correct.
Jared, do you know what I'm doing right now? Is my brand is as big as it ever has been and maybe ever will be. So right now, I know I want to do entrepreneurship. I know I want to do bigger things.
I would
doing this.
argue it's the smallest that would ever be if you're bought into where it is right now. Like the way you're talking. So here's what's funny.
Listen.
I think
Macro.
it's a combination of he doesn't know where he wants.
No. Listen. It's macro. It's the smallest. I'm saying I could die for 5 years, establish myself, say I've already done this company, grind for 10 more years, and then get to another thing. I just need to use this juice that I've got to just throw.
Two things.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Of course I understand.
Okay.
2 things. That's right, but it will get exponentially bigger if you do this thing. The fact that
I'm not saying I'm not doing this thing. I'm
meaning like everything that you guys are talking about is exactly. It's gonna just get bigger. Like it's great.
It's gonna just get bigger.
Your juice. Like the bigger you get on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and podcasting is gonna make you as big as Nickelodeon is. They'll just play off of each other. It's the reason I'm willing to do TV if it's right. Apple won for me before it started. Because it was behind a paywall and all this other stuff, it didn't matter. It just positioned me differently in a world that I know is dying, Hollywood, but it mattered for me in the short term because you're always just balancing out your game.
So was it about like putting yourself peer to peer with?
Of course. I won on the day of the announcement. It just subconsciously put me on a different place to the masses, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
What do you think about like the whole celebrity entrepreneurship that is kind of happening right now? Like you, I mean, I'm not going to put you in the same realm, but Elon Musk and like there's this kind of like
it's cycles.
It helps you.
It's cycles. It's
almost like these people who are creating things are now the news. Almost.
Yes.
No.
No.
Because of what they.
Brother,
not just because of famous, because of what
brother,
they've
do
done.
you know how not famous athletes were in the 30s and 40s? There was a couple, but not collectively. The NBA Finals in 1983 was on tape delay. They didn't even show it live.
But what's interesting is
now
it's not a money game anymore. Now it's a what can you do game. Like Elon Musk, it's like
Well, no,
Elon
it's
Musk
not.
or some billionaire who doesn't.
Jake, is it a money game for you? Yes.
Everything's a money.
No,
meaning-
big scale, big.
Listen, it all depends on the person. Jake could have answered no, by the way. Let me give you my story. This is just true.
I'm just saying who's going to go down in
I
history?
hear.
The 2 billionaire?
I get it.
I mean, the super billionaire or the Elon Musk who spent all of his money on Tesla? Do you know what I'm saying?
Legacy is always different than money. Nobody who ended up with the most money is remembered.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's because everything's being documented.
Right.
That's the difference now.
Did you change up your strategy on that, by the way?
What do you mean?
The whole like document versus creating.
Meaning?
Like that was what you were pitching for a while, right?
That's my biggest belief.
But you haven't switched up on that at all. Because haven't you been trying to do more narrative stuff?
Like what?
I don't know. I just heard you mentioning you were trying to do like more creative, narrative-based stuff.
Like I just want to make sure I understand. Answer maybe. I just want to understand the question.
Okay, so for a while you were pitching like, I'm not creating, I'm documenting.
Which is what I'm doing right now.
Yes. But what do you consider like the podcast content documentation, or do you consider?
No, I consider that creative, but no, I think that's creative. And by the way, Wine Library TV, the first thing I ever did was creative. Wine Library TV wasn't me documenting. I did a wine show for 30 minutes, right?
What year did you do that?
2006.
Online?
I have an interest. So, reached out to me, a friend of mine, and he wants to do a podcast with Jace on entrepreneurship.
Okay.
What do you think
He's kind of iffy on, and I want to get your take.
Oh, you should definitely do a podcast.
But I can do a podcast without video.
Yes. You should just.
Is it worth it?
Yes. I look at audio as just so important that you have to be on it.
I think for us it's a combination.
I always keep hearing the audio is the next thing, and I don't understand it.
Because it's passive consumption. It's the same reason Uber won.
Like when they're going to sleep, or when they're waking up in the morning driving.
When they're driving, they're not fucking wondering Henry James.
I wasn't sure what was. Yeah.
I listen to Ben Shapiro's podcast every morning, and then I listen.
But how much?
Here, let me give you something amazingly.
But if you're not paying attention.
No, you're half paying attention to everything. Like it's all the same. Let me give you a great piece of advice. The written word, audio, and video are gonna be here long after we're gone, have been here long before. All of the platforms always matter. They just go up and down in their importance based on technology. The radio was a hell of a lot more important than video, for a moment there, and then this and that, and so they bounce up and down. The car radio is super important. Having a morning talk show in the car was a monster. Howard Stern was a monster. So it goes up and down.
Do you feel like within the past year, podcasts have just become super saturated?
Everything gets saturated do you think influencers have become super saturated? But it's supply and demand. The supply is not equal to demand yet. And guess what else happens next? Talent rises to the top. Do you know how many social media guru and businessmen there are?
Yes.
There's a difference between me and them because I'm more talented than them.
That goes for acting too.
Of course it does. It goes for everything in life. The end.
Yeah.
There's nothing else to really say.
It's just a matter of if you're willing to stick it out.
Dude, when I tell you,
you'll
you'll love this. As soon as you're done texting, I'll tell you something you're gonna love.
Growing with a platform or with a...
Of course.
Right?
Can I tell you what that's called? Somebody bought beachfront property at Malibu when it first came out. True. Some man and woman walked in and were like, fuck it, we'll take a chance.
Yeah.
Now, it's still great. It's just way more expensive. I was on YouTube in 2006. That was what I gained from Twitter. I was one of the first people with 1 million followers. That was the foundation.
I feel like Twitter's gotten a resurgence because of politics. I feel like it was dying there for a second, and now it's kind of.
It all depends on what you use it for.
But now it's like a main kind of source for information about the world.
Yeah, I mean it always was. It just
wasn't as like. I don't know.
It's just it's on your mind right now because of the politics stuff. Let me tell you this though. Fake humility sucks.
Oh, because it's like
shit.
They're fake as hell.
It's shit.
It just comes across like you're bigger.
But the thing is, you suck it up and you do it.
I do it when I know that I'm wearing your jersey, and I don't do it when I'm wearing his jersey. I play both, which is weird.
So what you have first? What jersey did you have first?
Personal brand, Gary, versus...
Well, I was never, nobody knew who the fuck I was until I was 34 years old, so I was a businessman my whole life. So it wasn't like super hard. That was my first jersey. That's what's worked for me.
So
he's the reverse.
I could put on a different jersey at a different time. Like you.
Yeah. When you go, look. You don't roll up on Fat Joe and be like, of course you knew who I am. But when you're in a meeting, and you're playing the exact, but look. By the way, this is the wrong answer. Just keep doing what you're doing,
Right.
And that's it. And both, by the way, you just had an exchange that has always been my biggest issue. You just have to both default starting now, because you're both alpha winners and want to win, into we do the we. No, I'm watching you guys. Listen to me. This is what I talked about, 12 days, 12 months, 12, I want you guys to win. I don't give a fuck. You guys do the we at certain times, and you do I'll replay the videotape of the Breakfast Club statement 2 seconds ago. He just said, that's the reason I can get into business. And you said, I got you into business. Brother, because it's true. It's true.
Right,
His brand, they're both true. And the biggest issue I have with my other alpha partners is we both think it was us. I think everything that VaynerSports is gonna do is me. But it's also AJ. Like do you know what I mean? So it's just, so you guys will lose if you don't fight every day for we and understand that truth.
We're gonna do this, man.
And it's B+, A-.
Right.
Gotcha.
I'm literally living the life a couple months ahead of you, couple years ahead of you that you're living. That's all. That's what being older is good about, Like now you're fucking set. Now you're set. He's not.
So old.
Yeah, you know, look, compared to you guys, I feel young as fuck, but you fuckers are young as shit. You know, so listen, I'm here for you guys because I've thought through these things a ton. How do you scale somebody who doesn't want to be not authentic and not like, there's a very specific reason that I'm winning this thing, and I know I'm gonna win it the most out of anybody. It's because I've been doing it for a much longer time than most, and number two, I care about both.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Seriously.
It's really good to see you, bro.
Thank you.
Oh, let me take a picture. Oh, actually,
Yeah, we can
wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is the advantage you have. My daughter watches this shit. I gotta get something good.
1, 2, 3. Cool.
Awesome. Can you email me that?
Really appreciate it.
It's good to see you, brother.
Thanks, guys.
Good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you.